Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
Joining me now is Sam Andrews, their Oath Keeper in Ferguson. So what's going on there in Ferguson? We're getting some different stories that initially the cops there were kicking you off the rooftops. The residents are saying, please stay. What's the real deal?
Well, the real deal is we have a unconstitutional police chief named Belmer who's ordering his men to harass us in an unconstitutional way. They're trying to intimidate us. Of course, they can't. You know, it's impossible to intimidate the quality of people we brought in here. And so we're just kind of laughing and saying, yeah, whatever, you know, mosey on down the road. You know, you don't belong here. You're on private property. And they're saying, come down from the roofs, show us your ID. If you don't show us your ID, we're going to arrest you. And we're like, okay, arrest us. Here's our ID. What are you going to do? You're illegally asking me for my ID. And some of us showed our IDs, and some of us didn't show our IDs, and they didn't make any arrests. So obviously it's this big intimidation tactic.
And the residents there, what has been the response initially when you all first arrived, and now a few days later? They're seeing how vital your presence is in the community.
Well, initially they were calling my men the KKK and the police and saying F you and all that stuff. But we got down on the street and we told them who we were and why we were there and that we respect their right to protest. And we don't approve of unconstitutional behavior by the police or unlawful behavior by the police. And we also don't approve of people damaging the businesses and burning buildings down. And we're here to protect everybody's rights. And all of a sudden they were like, you're here for us? We love you. And they kept saying that over and over and over again. Some of the girls would cry, realizing, they say, we thought you were here to kill us. We thought you were the police. We said, no, we're here to protect everybody. That's just not true. We love everybody.
Right. I bet that was a really powerful moment there for them to see that there are people there that are on their side. I know we were getting a lot of comments. Oh, the Oath Keepers went out to the Bundy Ranch. Why aren't they in Ferguson? They should be in Ferguson. And you are there. And that's actually your hometown. And you rallied the troops, basically, to come there and help protect these people that aren't able to protect themselves. Now they're asking you to help stay and protect them from the police.
Well, not only are they asking us to stay, more businesses are asking us, do you have more men? Can you guard our business too? And so, I mean, the business owners don't want us to leave. They told the police and the National Guard, we don't want you on our building and we don't want you on our property. We want these people guarding us. You guys failed us. These guys have not failed us.
Wow, and that's incredible. And I know initially they were saying that the issue was that you all didn't have a license or something to be security there. You weren't licensed to be security, but that only pertains to people who aren't there voluntarily. And now talk to me a little bit about what you guys are doing to help protect these buildings from arsonists.
Well, let me say this. Let me answer this charge about volunteers having to have a license.
Mm-hmm.
The day the government wants to tax people for helping their neighbor is the day we need a new government.
Right.
That is absolutely insane that they want to tax, regulate, and license you helping your neighbor.
Right, that if a person can't afford a private security detail, then they just need to watch as their business burns down.
That's exactly the message. If you can't afford to pay for my off-duty police officers or my plan, if you can't pay for your own private security, well, you certainly can't count on the governor doing the right thing because he left the people of Ferguson to burn Monday night. There was a plan in place that the lower-level police agency chiefs had approved that had National Guard on South Florissant and on West Florissant. And 2 weeks before this grand jury release, the feds came in and convinced, and the Highway Patrol and Nixon, they changed the plan and pulled all the guard out of Ferguson and put them in Clayton and downtown where their big money constituents were and left the people of Ferguson to burn. And that is criminal negligence. There's nothing short of criminal negligence there.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what it looked like to all of us as we knew that the National Guard was called in. We knew that they were there ready to do whatever, we weren't sure. And then as the grand jury decision is handed down and then the night went on and all the arson and looting was taking place, we're like, well, where's the National Guard? They're standing way back. They're not even there protecting the firefighters who were getting shot at and things like that. So obviously there was a real need for some protection there for these people who weren't getting it from the police or the National Guard.
This whole situation is as dirty as it can be. Nixon needs to resign. Belmer needs to resign. The Department of Justice and the FBI need to get out of Ferguson, get the feds out of there, and let the people of this community heal. This is terrible that these people were so negligent and so antagonistic in this situation. It's criminal behavior.
Now, I know you said you were working on something here. What's happening today? What do you see happening here in the coming days?
Well, we've had 2 calm nights without protests, without arsons, just an occasional drive-by shooter. And that the local officers, who are good guys, say that, that's pretty normal for Ferguson. Nothing horribly out of line. We're hoping for a third good night, and I don't have a crystal ball, so I can't really tell you.
And you're heading to file an injunction?
Yes, right now.
Can you talk to me a little bit about that, or?
Yeah, it's about this ridiculous harassment of our people by the St. Louis County Police. And we're going to have an attorney file an injunction to keep them off this property. They don't belong here. They have no right or authority to be on private property IDing people that haven't committed a crime.
Right. And they're telling you that. So it's kind of they're doing the exact same thing that they're pointing their finger at you all for doing.
Well, here's the message I want to send to everybody. I want everybody in the country to think about this, okay? If I got the same guy, an Army guy, Special Forces, who's defending America overseas, he's called a hero. That same man comes back to the U.S., he works for private security guarding a big network like CNN or ABC, and then on his day off, he comes to Ferguson and helps us guard these small businesses. Now he's a right-wing radical.
Right.
It's this guy.
Right, and that's exactly it. You should be hailed as heroes there. And I know you're bringing a constitutional message there to the people of Ferguson. They're getting it from all different angles of people telling them, they've got to, join the Democrats or go with the Communist Party. It's the only way. And so they're getting all of these groups that are coming in to help. You all are just there bringing some constitutional truth and justice and protection to the people there of Ferguson. Just doing what your job. You swore an oath to do this job.
It boils down to this. These liars and manipulators don't want to recognize the heart of a servant, which is what these people that are securing this area the right way are doing. They're serving their fellow citizens. And they don't want to recognize the true heart of a servant. And when you ask these national media folks, well, the same guy that was guarding ABC 3 nights ago is up on my roof volunteering. Why is he only a right-wing extremist when he's on the roof, and when he's dragging your butt out of a hot zone, somehow he's a hero?
Right.
There's conflict there you haven't resolved.
Right. That is an excellent point and something that we really need to strive, because they try to push that narrative all the time, this right-wing extremism, and you guys are heroes. And I guess the people of Ferguson are definitely seeing that side of the spin that the media tries to put on the Oath Keepers. So regardless of what the Obama administration and the media is telling you about what's happening in Ferguson, this is more than just about race. This is about abuse of police authority, the blue privilege, and are blacks and minorities targeted indiscriminately more so by police than their white counterparts. Absolutely, no one can deny those statistics. Now, New York is prepping for riots as a grand jury decision is supposed to be coming down sometime very soon in the Eric Garner case. Now, this is a man who was clearly killed by the cops. It's caught on camera. They choked him to death for the crime of selling cigarettes individually. I mean, that's why they were talking to this man in the first place. And of course, the chokehold was exacerbated by the fact that the man had asthma. Now, unfortunately, the racial component of this murder is just going to feed into this race war hysteria. It fits the whole agenda of this race war, but it's paving over the larger issue, which is an out-of-control, federally militarized police state. It affects all citizens. The police state is at war with all citizens. All races in the U.S. are suffering from police brutality. Now, play a little snippet of this video. This is a video that's quickly gone viral. It's called "This is what happens when you call the cops."
This is what happens when you call the cops. Come on. This is what happens when you call the cops. You get your rights violated or you all get shot. Pow.
This video shows that it has no boundary of race, creed, or gender, captures the resentment that is bubbling beneath the surface. And anyone who thinks that this is just a race issue better open their eyes, because the abuse has no limits. So the nation should be coming together, unifying over these issues, purging the government of corruption, and bringing some much-needed justice to this country. That is what was happening in the beginning days there of Ferguson. And that is the need for this race war, because as long as the country is divided, we can't come together and purge the corruption from this country. That is the reason for the divide and conquer tactic of left versus right, black versus white. It's two sides of the same coin. Either way, we're getting played, and the race war is a trap.
For all of recorded history, civilizations around the world praised the health benefits of silver. At Infowars Life, our mission is to bring you the highest quality, purest, cleanest, effective colloidal silver on the market today for the lowest price available. You don't have to be a doctor to know the fall and winter months are the most dangerous time of year in North America when it comes to you and your family's health. InfoWarsLife.com is very excited to announce our biggest run yet of Silver Bullet colloidal silver, exclusively available at InfoWarsLife.com. Now, InfoWarsLife.com has taken colloidal silver to the next level using a cutting-edge technique that is free of toxic artificial additives. Now more than ever, it's important to stock up on high-quality Silver Bullet from InfoWarsLife.com and to help others during Christmas by teaching them about the powerful benefits of silver. Secure your Silver Bullet today at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.